Busch is pulling double duty.
This is just an announcement of insanity, I suppose.
Logano is pushing for his first win of 2014.
Joey Logano will lead the field off turn 2.
We scan all 43, so you don't have to.
Green flag is in the air, and we are 3 wide for the race lead.
Welcome to NASCAR America alongside Kyle Petty and Ken Schrader. I'm Rick Allen. Now, we've got Phoenix in our rearview mirror, but I'm sure you still have some opinions about Phoenix, right?
I got a lot more opinions about Phoenix. It was a good race, though.
And I know, I don't even have to ask you. You always have opinions.
Never had an opinion in my life, Rick. You know that.
Of course. Just 2 races into the season, and already we've seen drivers rising to the top and some sliding in the wrong direction. Let's focus on the cream of the crop first.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has won the Daytona 500.
I can't believe this. This is better than the first one. Awesome freaking job, guys. Hell yeah. What a race car. Great job, guys. Really proud of that effort right there. Yeah, man. That's how you finish strong right there, buddy. We're right there. We're nipping on them. Good job. You guys worked your guts out all day. No doubt about the team's effort, guys. You should be proud. That's a solid start there, guys. We're meeting our goals. And you can see we got potential. Great job, Jamie Mack. That was awesome. Great start to our season.
I realize it's only 2 races into the season, but I want to ask you what your early impressions are of the season. Who are maybe 5 guys who are accelerating right now?
I'm going to let you go, big guy.
Let me go. I'm going to go out on a limb here, Kyle. But I think a Daytona 500 win and a second place is Dale Jr. right there.
Let me tell you something, Kenny. You're way out on a limb on that. Accelerating Dale Jr.
Yes.
I'll back that up with a Kevin Harvick. I'll play him. The first 2 winners are the best teams right now.
Yeah,
they are accelerating.
You guys have really stepped out on
Yes, we have. We're way out on a limb.
All right,
I'm going out on a limb here.
Okay.
This is not what we would normally expect, but right there, Casey Mears and Jermaine team has really performed well.
Definitely.
Excellent for what the size team they are.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to back that one up with my man, Jamie McMurray. I think this team struggled last year. My reason for picking him is that they did struggle last year. He has assumed the leadership role of that team. He has taken it by the horns. In these first 2 races, he's shown he can be the leader of Ganassi Racing.
Well, I'm going to go with Joey Logano. With his performances so far, the Penske team is the only Fords that have run in the top 5 so far. Just seemed off to a solid start. I'm going to put him up there for really good early impressions.
Yes,
I would say maybe surprises are Casey Mears and Jamie McMurray up there. We're going to hear from Joey Logano in a minute, but pretty good guys that are on the rise. Now, to balance out this group, we got to give equal time to the drivers who are going the wrong way after 2 races.
So I got to be the thank NASCAR for letting us race with a wet pit road. Something's wrong. Showing up now. I had my hands full trying to drive this on you. Things took a the last few laps. I blew a right front tire. Hang on to it. No caution. She finally gave up. Heading to the garage.
Oh, man. What the hell happened? We can't help when idiots hit cars and turn in front of me. Oh, we have the luck is bad. God.
We're equal opportunity here at NASCAR America. All right, guys, give me 5 guys that are decelerating.
You again.
2014.
You again.
I hate to do it because we've both been on this list.
We have.
But Clint Boyer in Michael Waltrip's car hasn't shown up yet.
I spent my entire career on the decelerating list, okay, so let's be honest. But I'm going to put his teammate up there, 55, Brian Vickers. Brian has coming off some health issues, but they've not hit their stride so far this year. And he's 25th in points. I just don't think they're up to speed. I think they're decelerating.
Sure. You know, it's hard to do this knowing that we're only 2 races in. But right now, I have to put Kurt Busch on that list because he hasn't got it done yet with spin at Daytona and then the engine failure at Phoenix.
All right, I'm going to go with a Childers team. I'm going to go with Paul Menard as my next pick. Now, the reason being Paul Menard is 24th in points. His 2 teammates are 14th, 15th, 16th, right in that range in points. He's run decent at Daytona, didn't run very well at Phoenix. He's not even keeping up with his teammates, so I'm putting him on the deceleration list also.
Well, to
Fifth
follow,
spot is me?
Yeah,
Fifth spot is me?
No, but to follow, to follow your lead there, I'm going with Casey Kane, not that he has really performed bad, but he has not kept up with his other Hendrick teammates.
Yes. Good point.
And they have put a pretty steep hill in front of him if he wants to keep up with them. They've been awfully good to start the season. Well, still to come, Kurt Busch reveals his plans to do the double and become only the 4th member of the exclusive club. And up next, we check in with Joey Logano as the 22 car gears up for Sin City.
The all-new Chevy Silverado from the family of the most dependable, longest-lasting full.
So here they come off turn number 4 and back across the stripe with Joey Logano showing the way.
Team Penske has had a solid start to the 2014 season. Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano have the most points among Ford drivers. Now, something for them to shoot for. Roger Penske still seeking his first Las Vegas win. The best finish by a Penske driver at Vegas is 3rd. Joey Logano would like to give the captain his first Vegas win, and our own Kelly Stavis is now with Joey at Penske Racing. Let's go to the shop, and Kelly.
Yeah, Rick, you know Joey would love to bring Team Penske its first win in Sin City. And Joey, you guys are off to such a solid start after that great run in Daytona. You back that up by sweeping the front row with the new qualifying procedures and finished 3rd and 4th in Phoenix. Confidence and momentum must be soaring here at Team Penske.
Yeah, it is. You know, anytime, Phoenix is like our first race of the season. It's kind of the way we treat it a lot of times. Daytona's all about the win, and you get to Phoenix. It's the first time you get to really see all the hard work of the offseason. All the guys back here at the shop and doing with this new rules package, new ride heights, the downforce, all that stuff. And be able to put that into play for the first time. And for Team Penske to go out there, sweep the front row, run solidly in the top 5 all day, and come home 3rd and 4th isn't where we wanted to be, but it shows a great promise for us in the future. And now we're going to a track that's a little bigger, obviously got more speed, so we can see where we stack up on the mile-and-a-half stuff, which is a whole different ball game again.
Well, looking back to Phoenix, you really got aggressive there at the end of the race and taking some chances on those late race restarts. How has this new chase format changed the way that you run your race?
It makes you push hard, and I think that's cool. That's what we need. That's what our sport needs. And, for a while on those last restarts, the first 2 or 3 of them, I was like, if I can get to 2nd, if I can clear to 88 and then restart on the outside of Harvick, maybe I have a better shot at getting it that way. And then when there's a restart with less than 10 to go, it's like, okay, I'm just going to go for the win now. And I was able to have really good restarts at the Shell Penske Ford and get that power hooked up and being able to go, but just not enough to really get enough underneath and be able to dive bomb it in there and go for it. But that's basically what we're doing out there is we're going for the win because that win locks you into the chase, and everyone knows that right now. And we're all going to push really hard, and for all the fans out there, it's going to be awesome. It makes a lot of fun, and it's kind of chaos inside of it.
Well, how important is it to get that win early, and what would it do to your season if you locked up that spot in the chase early on? Yeah,
it's crazy to think, like Dale Jr. said it the best after he won the 500. It's like, hey, we're in the chase. He's in the chase, the first race of the year. Like, okay, now he's got all this time to kind of fine-tune stuff and, kind of get yourself prepared for when the chase starts, that you got your guns loaded and you're ready to go. And the earlier you can do that, the more you can kind of get your team all, rejuvenated and just be ready. So we'd rather do it early in the season than later in the season. But, really, those points still do matter because, last year there wasn't 16 winners. So you got to be able to, click off consistent finishes. But really that win, you get that win, you're good to go. And, you're able to, focus on getting more wins, get those bonus points for the first round.
All right, well, Joey's best finish at Las Vegas was 6th. That was back in 2010, but with this great start for Team Penske, this could be the year.
Thanks, Kelly. Peyton Manning brought notoriety to Omaha as we heard him bark out calls during the NFL playoffs. In NASCAR, fans have been on the inside for years as they've been listening to every call from the crew chief to the driver to the spotter. Today, we want to scan all 43 from Phoenix.
2,154 miles west of Daytona, NASCAR is set for a desert showdown in Phoenix.
Have a good day. Work hard. Try to capitalize on everybody else's mistakes. Have a good day, boys. Good one down there on pit road. Hi, fellas. It's a beautiful day for a race today. Hi, guys. We're getting to lap 35 here. First little jump. See what we got. See what we can do here. I ain't much help here. Yeah, you said it. All right, pace cars are up. You ready? Go, green.
Green flag goes up in the air, and they are on the gas. Joey Logano will lead the field off turn 2.
Good work, guys. Real good work.
Joey Logano and teammate Brad Keselowski took an early advantage, but the Ford car of Kevin Harvick was headed to the front in a hurry.
Kevin Harvick is flying through the field here today at Phoenix International Raceway.
51's got his hands full. They're going to punt him. He just tried right there. The 11 spot. I hope I catch him. Fine, just settle down, bud. Let that thing roll. That was almost real big.
1 and 2. There is damage to the Justin Allgaier machine.
That damn 51 was driving like a complete jack out there. All we have for luck is bad.
Just keep our composure. Finish this deal out right here.
Green flag runs kept the race moving, but the occasional caution allowed teams to let their guard down.
Keep looking behind his scorecard. It says Freaky Fast. We got a good point. Freaky Bobby's over there in the stands in turn 2. I just saw him. I about really spun out of trouble that time. Did you see that? Yeah. Quit showing off. Yeah, I've got some good stuff planned down here. I just don't want to talk about it too much. Fine. Be that way. Dale Jr. here lined up to your left. He's on Twitter.
But the tone quickly changed as teams turned their focus to fuel strategy.
Fuel's stumbling off of 2. Run it out. Go to us. Go to us. All right, go, 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 go. This time, 4 tires of fuel. Be ready? Go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard, go hard.
He likes the handling of the car. Kevin Harvick down and away.
We should be good here. Do what you got to do.
Harvick took back his commanding lead, but the desert wasn't finished taking names.
38 here, slow off. You got a tire going down here. Cautious out. Oh, yeah. Throw the yellow for somebody spinning. That's brand new. Blew up. We just blew up. We just blew up. To the garage. DNF 41. Sorry we're facing so much adversity here to start, but we'll work through it.
Well, fan favorite Kevin Harvick is going to start alongside another fan favorite. His name, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
All right, buddy, there'll be 9 to go. It's David Green. 9 exciting ones. Shift up that restart this time and wait till the last line instead of the first one. Probably wait till the last one. Oh, one more shot at it. I want to get second, and then I got something. Coming to it. Another good one.
It's really electric right now. Everybody on their feet.
Ready? Almost there.
Green flag. It is out. It is in the air, and we are 3 wide for the race lead.
Push you. Watch your bottom. Watch your bottom.
Harvick is driving away. He pulls away by some 3 car lengths. Dale Earnhardt Jr. does not want to let him go.
Jr. on the throttle hard, closing to within 5 car lengths of Kevin Harvick.
Hit your marks. Clear by 4.
One final time, puts it down at bow of 3 and 4, and sets sail for checkered flag.
Harvick off turn number 4. Everybody said he would be the man. He definitely is the man. They've been chasing him all day. Harvick wins at Phoenix.
Awesome freaking job, guys. Hell yeah. What a race car.
It's definitely an intimate experience for the fans to be able to listen in to team communications. Is that a distraction for a driver, knowing that people are listening into every word you say?
I'm not even sure when I drove that my crew was listening. I could never keep track of that was going on. But, you know, the spotters, and we have other people that do listen to other cars now, so you kind of got an idea what the other teams are going to do. But that just amazes me, the access that our NASCAR fans have.
But NASCAR's always had that access.
Right.
We just used to call it pit boards. It wasn't on radios,
Right.
you know what I mean? But you hear strategy, you hear emotion, you hear change of plans. You talk about Omaha, an audible.
Right.
You hear these teams call an audible. Instead of 2 tires, they change 4 tires. Is it a gas and go? What do you do? And there's joking going on at the same time, talking about Dale Jr. being on Twitter, things like that. They see people in the grandstands. They see things that can happen. And I think NASCAR has done a phenomenal job of bringing the fans inside the race car, onto the pit box, and letting them listen and understand what the sport's more about than just going around in circles.
43 different teams instead of just 2 like other sports.
Oh, yeah. NASCAR fans have access where no other sports allow them. Up next, we will hear from Kurt Busch as he looks to do a little double dipping.
I've got a shot at winning both. I mean, that's part of, as a racer, what you want is having competitive cars.
I've been working. Saturday, March 15th, the Formula One season returns on NBCSN, the Rolex Australian Grand Prix. Coverage begins Saturday night, 1:30 a.m. Eastern, with an encore Sunday morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern on NBCSN. This day in NASCAR, Hall of Famer Buck Baker was born in 1919. 1956, Billy Myers was awarded his first Cup victory when Al Keller failed inspection at the Palm Beach Speedway. 1979, just 2 weeks after their melee at Daytona, Cale Yarborough and Donnie Allison took each other out at the Rock. And in 1990, Kyle Petty dominated Rockingham to give Felix Sabates his first win as an owner. Sabates then gave Kyle Petty a Rolls Royce to say thank you. Another milestone we can add to that list. Kurt Busch announced today he will attempt the Indy 500 and Coke 600 on the same day. Let's bring him in from New York City. Kurt, I've always known you're a little crazy, but racing 1,100 miles in 2 separate disciplines, plus the travel between the two, does it sound as intimidating to you as it does to the rest of us?
This is just an announcement of insanity, I suppose. You know, the way that all of this has come together over the last year, it's been fun to put together a championship caliper ride with Andretti Autosport, and then with Stewart-Haas Racing, of course, on the Cup side. I've got a shot at winning both. I mean, that's part of, as a racer, what you want is having competitive cars.
We've always known you've grown up as a stock car racer, but as a kid, did you ever dream about racing in the Indy 500?
I always watched it on TV with my dad, and then when the stock cars came on, it seemed like that got the juices flowing when they were racing in Charlotte on Memorial Day weekend. And just being a student of motorsports and just an old school racer, I've watched and appreciated the open wheel guys that have come over to the stock car world and tried their hand at it. And now as a NASCAR champion, I'm going to go try my hand at the IndyCar world. So we'll see how it goes. You know,
a year ago, you test drove the IndyCar for Andretti Autosport. Was it before this that you thought about doing the double?
You know, the last couple of years, just looking at what I've accomplished in motorsports and, you know, really digging in deep to understand more about what I wanted to do or to leave as a footprint in motorsports. This IndyCar thing, it reminds me of the fork in the road back in the 90s when I had stock cars in front of me and the possible chance at running open wheel cars. And of course, I went up through the NASCAR stepladder system and drove stock cars. So kind of circling around on a childhood dream.
Your new boss is Tony Stewart. He's the only one who's been able to complete the 1,100 miles in the two. Have you asked him for any advice?
Yeah, that's the next step, is getting into reviewing tape and sitting down with Tony and, you know, with Danica, that just had been an IndyCar driver. Sam Hornish Jr., a guy that I mentored at Penske Racing. Guys like Juan Pablo Montoya, Helio Castroneves, my guys at the Andretti Autosport group, to lean on them. So I have a lot of information to filter through over the next 3 months. Nothing's going to prepare me, though, for when they drop the green at Indy with all that dirty air and the draft with an Indy car.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch that progression. Let's move into the stock car world. You're with a new team this year, Stewart-Haas Racing. Do you feel like you're fitting in with this group?
Excellent group. Love the management people. You've got Tony Stewart as a owner-driver. So when there's driver debriefs, it gets to the owner very quickly, and he can filter what's important and what's not. Great group leaders like Greg Zipadelli, and then with my team on the 41 car, Daniel Knost, a new crew chief. He's getting his feet under him. We've had, you know, a rough start with results, but we've executed well when we've had the chance to run up front, and it's just a long season, and we've got 24 more races to perform and to get ourselves locked into the chase.
We know you're headed to your home track in Las Vegas. We wish you the best of luck this weekend, Kurt. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Only 3 drivers can claim they successfully raced both the Indy 500 and the 600-miler at Charlotte in the same day. John Andretti, he was the first to do it 20 years ago. He'd be joined by both Tony Stewart and Robbie Gordon. No driver has attempted this feat since Gordon did it back in 2004. All right, so let's pose the question to you. We heard from Kurt. Does he have a shot to be successful at both of these races?
Well, definitely once they get Stewart-Haas and his 41 team straightened out, they've got a shot for the 600 at Charlotte. I don't see where, even though he's unbelievably talented and very confident, I don't see where those are enough to give him a good shot with his very limited IndyCar testing and whatever he can get in between now and then. No races, but just go to the Indianapolis 500. I don't see really good results coming from it.
Kyle, how big of a distraction for his day job, the stock car racing, is it trying to do the Indy 500?
That's a good question, and that's only a question that Kurt Busch can answer. How much of a distraction is? We've started Daytona, or we've started the year, and he's had 2 not good races, 2 really bad races when you look at the finishes. Now, he believes he's run good enough to establish a baseline. You're not establishing a baseline in 2 races. So during the course of the first 3 or 4 months of this year, he's starting a new team. He's trying to build something, trying to win races for the chase on the NASCAR side. And, oh, by the way, I'm going to run the biggest race in open wheel racing in North America. I'm going to run the Indy 500. So it has to be a little bit of a distraction.
Ken, we've seen stock car drivers try to go over and run their biggest race. We've also seen even legends run in the IndyCar series, have success there, and then come over and run in our biggest race and also have success.
Yeah, back a number of years ago, A.J. Foyt and Mario Andretti both won the Indianapolis 500, A.J. 4 times, Mario once, and won the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
A.J. has won 7 or 8 NASCAR races, but that's when the drivers were just more drivers. They were like Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart was an IRL champion that came over and became a 3-time Cup champion.
Right.
But he drove everything and bounced around before he came over here. Now drivers are so specialized, I just don't see it happen. They have sent their very best over in recent years, and it hasn't happened. And I don't think we can send our best over there and make it happen either.
A lot more discussion coming up on this topic. Coming up, though, we'll take you across America with the heart of racing. NASCAR America continues after this.
Today, that's coming up, bottom of the hour, Pro Football Talk on NBCSN.
Get closer to NASCAR every weekday, bringing you inside NASCAR and all motorsports. NASCAR America, weekdays 5 Eastern, only on NBCSN. Today we honor the dads in racing's backyards, places like Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina or the Motor Mile in Radford, Virginia, with some familiar faces, Marty Snyder and his son, and Watermelon Capital Speedway in Cordele, Georgia, where our very own Jeff Burton has been known to frequent with his son, Harrison Burton. And probably nobody's more familiar with racetracks across the country than you, Ken. You race in hundreds of races every year.
Yeah, but there's like 900 of those racetracks, and we've only been on like half of them.
How about the first race you ever went to? Do you remember that racetrack or this one back in 1962?
Man. Yeah, I remember Lake Hill Speedway. That was a big day. We got it was the first time I ever drove a race car, and Dad said, "You want to come drive a race car?" And I was thinking a real race car, but that was one of our first real race cars, and that was a long time ago, too.
How about Eldora Speedway?
Oh, that was good. We've had some real good days and some not so good days.
My man up on the wheel right there.
Oh, that's my Grandpa Parsons. It was really cool. Ann brought him out of the grandstands about halfway through because she knew we were going to win.
That's cool, man. That
Are there
really
favorites
cool
out there, Kenny? Places that you really love to go back to?
I'm very partial to the dirt tracks in the Midwest, but that's growing up.
And you have been very impressive on all of the racetracks you have been to. Thanks. We're going to have a lot of fun. Stay with us for the rest of the week. From the entire NASCAR America family here on NBCSN, thanks for joining us again, and have a great evening. Coming up next, it's Pro Football Talk.